40 million black people in America are the role models for 1.8 billion black people in the world. When we say something's cool, it's cool in Tibet. When we say something's a dud, it's a dud in North Korea. We have mastered culture, community, and cool and creativity, yes or no? So now all we have to do is switch, become bilingual, and master capitalism, commerce, and a new community.
Of all the Americans I've met, I think African Americans have got to be the coolest race of them all. All right? So they're the coolest. Everything they do is just cooler. Everything they touch is just smoother, right? Sports, science, music, presidencies, right? Everything they do. Black people have the swag. Even white supremacists are like, yeah, they have swag. Like, black people are so cool, they can own their own racial slur. Okay? That's how cool they are. No other minority in America is cool enough to own their own slur. Alright, you never see Chinese people walking around just going, hey yo, my chinks. Yeah, my chinks. Hey, stay yellow, my fellows. What?
She said most black Americans have clean and cheerful heart. Yes! Yes! They are the most sweetest, kindest, adorable guys I've ever met in my entire life. Black Americans are the best.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my space, and if you are new here, please subscribe. Let's just say it out loud. No whispering, no apologies. Being black in America, that's not just an identity. That is influence, that is culture, that is power people pretend not to notice, but obsess over daily. And black Americans are finally saying it plainly. Being black in America is the coolest thing going.
Black people are the cool. They
make things cool.
They're the culture drivers of America without
Cultural
question.
filters,
In
for
some
sure.
ways, I guess that's, maybe ancient Greece. What's democracy if not the original hip hop? How everything filtered out from that. Kind of, the same way.
Love it when you call me Big Son.
The same way music's been taking from black people forever. Mm-hmm. Everyone's kind of been taking our shit between philosophy and democracy.
Black Americans are built differently, not by choice, but by history. Tough enough to survive anything thrown at them, funny enough to laugh through pain, and resilient enough to rebuild again and again. And when life hits hard, black folks don't fold. They remix the struggle into humor, creativity, and strength. That's not arrogance. That's survival turned into excellence.
Of all the Americans I've met, I think African Americans have got to be the coolest race of them all. All right? So they're the coolest. Everything they do is just cooler. Everything they touch is just smoother, right? Sports, science, music, presidencies, right? Everything they do. They got the swag. Black people have the swag. You cannot deny the swag. Black people have the swag. Even white supremacists are like, yeah, they have swag. It's like undeniable coolness. Like, black people are so cool, they can own their own racial slur. Okay? That's how cool they are. No other minority in America is cool enough to own their own slur. Alright, you never see Chinese people walking around just going, hey yo, my chinks. Yo, where my chinks at? Yo, holler at me, chinks. Yo, my chinks. Hey, stay yellow, my fellows. What?
Bro, I was just thinking, bro, and being black is like the coolest race ever, bro. I mean, yeah, bro, sometimes we don't come with a dad and stuff like that, or the cops hate us and stuff like that, but other than that, it's so cool to be black if you really think about it. We come naturally athletic, we can go outside, ain't gotta worry about putting on sunscreen. We can sing, we can dance, we're funny, we're tough. We can style our hair in ways that other races can't. Like, we can get dreads. Of course, some people can get waves and stuff, but a lot of people can't get waves. We can put it in braids, all kind of stuff. Like, we can do so much with our hair that other people can't. Black male and female can do that. We can dress, bro. We have the best fashion, bro. Like, we just know how to put an outfit together, bro. We can cook, bro. Like, being black is so great, dog. We can say the N-word whenever we want, whenever we desire, and won't anybody question it or look at us any type of way. Like, I want y'all to fathom it, bro. Like, we really actually greater than we think. Other races walk around trying to portray us. We don't walk around trying to be white, Mexican, Brazilian, none of that. We are who we are. But other people want to be like us, dress like us, talk like us, rap like us. We are great.
All black men are the cool.
Because if America wanted to do something about what has been going on in Mississippi, it could have stopped by now. It wouldn't have been in the past few years between 40 and 50 churches bombed and burned. You see, and this leads me to say, all of the burning and bombing that was done to us in the houses, nobody never said too much about that, and nothing was done. But let something be burned, by a black man, and then, my God, you see, the flag is drenched with our blood. Because you see, so many of our ancestors was killed because we have never accepted slavery. We had to live on it, but we've never wanted it. So we know that this flag is drenched with our blood. So what the young people are saying now, give us a chance to be young men, respected as a man. As we know, this country was built on the black backs of black people across this country. And if we don't have it, you ain't gonna have it either, because we gonna tear it up. That's what they saying. And people ought to understand that. I don't see why they don't understand that. They know what they've done to us. All across this country, they know what they've done to us. This country is desperately sick, and man is on the critical list. I really don't know where we go from here. Mississippi is still a very rough place. People is not just walking up like they used to do in the past, walking out, shooting a man down or getting maybe 200 or 300 people carrying you out and lynching you, but it's in a more settled way.
This woman's Fannie Lou Hamer, this video is from 1968. And y'all think that we don't deserve reparations? She said that they would round up 200 to 300 people to lynch them. White people was doing this to us, shooting us down in the street. They burned within a short span over 40 to 50 churches. And this only happened in Mississippi. She wasn't even talking about what was happening in every other state around this country. She said it's been happening all over the country. She also said we built this country and the flag is soaked in our blood. And immigrants will come over here and say immigrants built the country. Immigrant black people will get into office and say we don't deserve reparations because they don't qualify. Why should they qualify? This just infuriates me. It really does. And I'm trying to talk calmly. Y'all know I'll be hooting and hollering. But this is a real serious thing that's going on. And I've never been one to be like, oh, reparation is reparation. Even if we never get it, the fact that there's people that's speaking against it, knowing all that we've experienced in this country, our ancestors, genetically, trauma is passed down through the DNA. They'll come over here and say, oh, that's the past. You need to just forget that. 1968, they were bombing churches by the droves. 1968 is not that. People that were born in 1968 are still walking around present day. And this is why I'm so passionate about these type of topics. Because I heard stories like this from my grandmothers, my great-grandmothers, my great-great-grandmothers. I knew them. And when you all come over here and y'all talk down on us and say we're lazy, when we literally laid out the foundation for your funky ass to even be able to migrate over here is a slap in the face and is disrespectful. And for y'all to try to ethnically erase us and say we don't have no culture without a continental African or Caribbean, when we were here in this country 10 toes down, fighting for our lives, we are the ones that survived. We are the most resilient black people on planet Earth. And I don't care what anybody has to say. You can feel however you want to feel. The proof is in the pudding. Y'all want us to just shut the hell up and let y'all wipe us out and pretend like all that our ancestors went through never happened? Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
People think calling you a slave is an insult. I am fucking proud as fuck of my lineage. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I am proud to come from a people that are as resilient as the people that I came from. The Black American lineage. I'm proud as fuck to have that running through my veins. I'm proud as fuck to be a fucking Black American motherfucker, okay? And we're not supposed to say that, right? We're not supposed to be proud to be American. We're not supposed to be proud to be black. I'm fucking proud of that shit. I'm proud that my fucking people fought through that shit and fucking built what the fuck they built in this motherfucking country and did what the fuck we did in this motherfucking country. I'm proud of that shit. Fuck everybody who don't like it. I don't care. I'm sorry. I just don't care. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, everybody's talking shit. If they're going to talk shit, they're going to fucking hate you. They're going to fucking hate us. I don't care. I fucking love my people and you should fucking love your fucking people too.
Black Americans are incredibly talented. Like I said, when it comes to the arts and creativity, I just find Black American to be funnier. I think we're also funnier. I think we have a natural sense of humor. Like when we're comedians, we do it the best. Also when we sing, we do it the best. When we're athletes, we do it the best.
See, Black pride. Yes,
I
Candace.
say this on
That's
my
what
show.
we want from Candace. Black pride. Not all of the other shit that makes us say, damn, is she proud to be black or is she not proud to be black?
And if you watch my show, you're not hearing anything new. This is what I say. This is the lessons in all of that. Forget the headline about what I said, but why I say it offends me. I'll say because this is what I grew up with and this is what I know we are capable of. Because I know you can do better. And I know who's making the decisions in the boardroom. And I see their evil game and it's Machiavellian and I'm just not having it. That's why I'm not allowed to speak to Black Americans beyond the headlines. That's why they want to separate us, is because they are worried about what would happen if there was a Black Renaissance.
America, we are the most unique brand of Negro there is. And no matter how much they claim that we are savages and inferior that the white man put in their head, they follow us. And they follow us and we are unique because we have gone through a process that makes us like nobody else. You see what I'm saying? We are unlike anybody else. We are even unlike the Caribbeans. They still have a connection to Africa. You see it even in the talk and even in everything about them. Still have African overtones to it. Because they was on a tropical land. We are the only people that have been made new. And whether you like it or not, we have produced the most innovative inventions, genius, and intellectual ability that's unmatched. You figure they talk about a Diop, well hell, got a damn Diop on every fucking corner. Now I'm not taking nothing from the African and I'm not taking nothing from the people of the diaspora. But what I'm trying to say is, we have been at the forefront of running this stuff. That's just history. Because there's something in us and a transformation that we have gone through. No matter how damn degenerated we might look today walking around the ghettos or whatever. There's something in us that's unique. That puts us closer to the ancient Egyptians than the damn Africans. That's why we connected back with it. And this was prophesized
Where on earth in history, African Americans are a completely unique phenomenon as a people. Who they are culturally, what their history is, what their experience is, isn't duplicated anywhere on earth. You don't know where you came from. You don't know what country you came from. You don't know what culture you came from. You don't know what language you came from. You don't know what your religion was before. You, like I've said before, you're more American than anyone because you don't have any other identity. Actually, your entire identity is American-based. That's not the case of anyone else. I'm Irish American. I'm German American. I'm Italian American. I'm Jewish American. I'm this or that, the other. You can say African American, but you don't know anything about Africa. You don't even know which part of Africa. Africans don't call themselves that because I know my tribe. I have my language. I have my region, my country, my whatever. Like me saying European American. I'm not European. I'm specifically Irish and German. But you can't say that. You are American. You're the original Americans. You know? Everyone else is immigrants. You can't even be called immigrants. You know? You're originally American. And your culture is as close to being the indigenous culture of America as there can be without you being the indigenous people. You know? You're the indigenous people of the entity called America, called the United States of America. Everything else came from elsewhere. Your culture is the only one that came from right there because you were cut off from everything else. You know, there's nobody else like that. There's nobody else like that in the world. There's no other culture like that in the world.
Listen, I don't mess with diaspora wars because I love black people. I love all black people. And I love black cultures. But let's be like for real. People really in the diaspora was really shitting on black Americans. For whatever reason, they tried to say we didn't have culture. They've been saying it for years. The anti-blackness when it came to black Americans was high. I saw it. I just didn't comment on it because I don't want to participate in diaspora wars. But I didn't know that they were really taking that seriously. I didn't know that they believed it. I thought they were just trolling black people. But Essence Fest really showed them that we do have culture, didn't it? Because we didn't show up. And the fact that you took a festival that has traditionally been known as Black American culture, you cannot deny it. I guess you tried. You tried it because that's Black American culture through and through. It was even in the movie Girls Trip. What did y'all think that was? And now you're going to try to do Essence Fest. That's why I want nobody there. Talk about some, what was it? Jollof rice competition? Are you serious? Like, are we being for real right now? I'm just happy that in this moment, people are really starting to wake up to the reality that is Black American culture. Between Black Americans sticking together and not going out and fighting ICE, and Black Americans not showing up for SFS when our culture isn't represented. Y'all finding out, ain't you? I'm serious. This, and I'm glad that you are finding out. Because let's just put this to bed. Let's put it to rest that Black Americans don't have culture. Because now you're finding out. When we don't show up, all of a sudden, it's where the Black Americans. I thought we didn't have culture. Why are you worried about us? And this is my thing. Y'all never apologize. You just expect us to come. You think we forgot about the things you said about us? I don't understand why people don't come back to us, Latinos included, and say, you know what? There is anti-blackness. We were talking about you. And you know what? Now we recognize the error of our ways. We're sorry and we need your help. No, you don't do that. You just expect us to do it. And then when we don't do it, you say we're next. Okay, let's find out.
You can pay for school, but you can't buy class. Yeah. And you don't have to dress like a hood dude, dress like that. You don't have to dress in designer labels or whatever. Black people are cool, and I wish more of us understood that. Just our presence in the world, we're just cool, especially Black Americans, because there's a difference. Black Americans, we are the connection point to every single thing that is cool, that is relevant, that is noteworthy, that started a conversation.
We are the heartbeat of it all.
Cherry Popper, it always hurts a little at first.
African Americans made it cool to be black, but
My brother is spitting nothing but facts. African American culture is spectacular, and you have to give them respect where respect is due. Getting taken away from your motherland and having people beat you down every single time you try to express yourself and show your cultural identity, to creating the most influential culture in the world. The Harlem Renaissance, jazz, hip hop, rock and roll. They were literal movements that shook the fucking world. The effects on film, entertainment, sports, and not to mention the civil rights and human rights movements that have come from African Americans alone. They are a triumph of human will. It is insane to me that people can disrespect them and say they have no culture. They are the culture that everyone wants to emulate. You gotta respect it.
I'm going to say something about this debate and passionate argument that's being waged between Black Americans and African immigrants. Over the past several days, I've come to decide that I'm going to use the term Black Americans to refer to those of us who are descended from the enslaved. Why? Because it is important that we make that distinction, even when other people don't think it's important. Our people were trafficked over here from Africa over 400 years ago. We were here before there was a United States officially formed. Because of our unique circumstances, we had to create our own culture in order to survive. We are a separate, unique people. I'm not being divisive. I'm not being xenophobic. That's just factual. We will no longer tolerate disrespect of that fact and disrespect of our culture and our contributions, not only to the United States of America, but to the world. Because the culture that we create, everybody else races to copy. And in many cases, rip off. Our struggles for liberation and equity and justice has been used as stepping stones to access by many other groups. And in turn, they turn around and disparage and criticize us and tell us we don't know who we are, that we don't have an identity, and we don't have a culture. Even other African immigrants. We're all black, whether we're African immigrants or African American, we're all black. Not all of us are Black American. We may look the same, but we are not the same. That's not being argumentative, it's fact. Our enslaved ancestors were forced to survive, and in doing so, created our culture. It is an astonishing triumph of not only the human spirit, but of overcoming attempts at genocide, all manner of horrendous, inhumane, diabolical oppression and treatment. We know that other people don't have the same connection to our history that we do. It is our lived experience. We will not be told what our lived experience is like and how we should react. We're just not going to do it. And it's funny because there are accusations flying around about us being xenophobic, when actually, as a community, our problem has been that we're too welcoming. You know, those barbecue and cookout invites. And certain people with hidden agendas have come into association with us and have used our culture to benefit themselves. And then on the way out the door, spit in our face and tell us we don't know who we are, we don't have any culture. We're lazy, we're stupid. Oh, hell no. We're not tolerating that. I don't care who's upset about it. I cannot recall any Black Americans who have gone over to any other nation or country in the world and have told those people what their struggles and what their lived experiences are like. But everyone else feels free to saunter over here and tell us, you Black folk over here are lazy and you don't, da, 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 da. We're not tolerating that bullshit. Nope. While you get an education that was made possible by our struggles, while you're able to move about freely because of the civil rights struggle that we initiated, you're able to marry who you want to marry, start businesses. So bottom line, Black Americans who are descended from the enslaved, foundational Black Americans, if that's what you want to call it, yeah, we are a separate group. We have our own culture. And the disrespect and the dismissive attitudes, we're not tolerating that anymore.
Hey, regardless of what other races say, being Black is the coolest thing ever. Don't let nobody ever make you ashamed of being African American or being Black. Think about it. Every time you turn on TV, who do you see? Black people. You go look at streamers and stuff. You go get on Twitch. Who do you see? Black people. The biggest streamer, Kai Cenat. You go watch some sports. Who do you see? Black people ruling over every sport. Fucking track, football, basketball, every sport. Who do you see with these cool hairstyles that only African Americans can get? Waves, braids, dreads, a whole bunch of stuff that African Americans can do with their hair that other races cannot. After a while, I started to think like, damn, maybe that's why other people are jealous of us, because we can do a whole lot of stuff that they can't. And I like to think about it too, that African Americans are 13% of the American population. If African Americans rule as much as they do individually, because you know African Americans or Black people do not really help each other. We don't stick together nowadays. So if they can become big individually, imagine if Black people were to unite and not look at African Americans or Black people as the enemy and look at one of another as brothers and sisters. If we were able to think like with that type of thinking, we'd be able to take over the world. And that's why they continue to do everything they can to keep African Americans oppressed. Think about it.
Let's be honest, good people. Every major American story cycles back to Black people. Politics, Black votes decides election. Culture, Black creativity drives trends. And social change, Black movements force conversation. America argues about Black people every day and learn from Black people every day. Copies all at the same time. Love them or hate them. You cannot ignore them. Here's the truth that makes some folks uncomfortable. Black Americans cannot be deported. America was built on their labor, their bodies, and their blood. They did not come to America chasing a dream like others. They made America functional for others to come and work there. So, no matter how loud the noise gets, Black Americans are permanent citizens and no law can get them out. That reality alone makes some people uneasy and obsessed. Hated and obsessed at the same time, that is the paradox. Criticized non-stop but copied constantly. Watched by media, studied by government, preached about in churches, and debated on TV panels. Black Americans are always the topic, even when they are just minding their Black business. They must be talked about and asked why they are minding their Black business. Now, that's not coincidence. That is relevance. Good people, let's talk about culture. The best fashion in the world. Black style sets the pace, then the world follows. The coolest music. Hip-hop, R&Bs, jazz, blues, global soundtracks born from Black communities. The food. Soul food builds American taste buds. Everybody eats it and everybody loves it. From slang to sound, from rhythm to runway, Black Americans don't chase trends like others, they create them. The real reason this bothers some folks is because despite everything Black Americans have gone through, they didn't disappear, they didn't break, they didn't fade, they became central. And nothing frustrates a system more than people it tried to erase becoming the heartbeat of the culture. So Black Americans are saying it with confidence that being Black in America is powerful. It is influential, it is creative, and it is unmovable, but because they turned adversity into identity. And whether people admit it or not, America won't have known who it is without Black Americans defining the vibe. Drop your thoughts in the comment section, good people, and let me know what you think about in this video. Thank you for watching. This is Mercy Realities.